But let's get into battle number 2. Let's just hop right into it. This is the battle that we got just last night. Um, and didn't happen until last night, unfortunately. But let's get into this battle. The first team leader, battle number 2, is the Shaded Sunsets, led by Phoenix, playing for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, currently at 11th at 2-3, looking to even up that record here. But they're really surprisingly strong team here. Um, a little bit more wonky, like wonkier picks for these Pokemon, but still Pokemon that have been able to just do so well here. The Oyumons of this team being the Slowking and the Komodo, seeing those two being really good at setting up. A Slowking, of course, at 0-4, but he's doing his job. He's setting up those screens for the rest of this team. With the Komodo at 7-3, a scary Dragon Boy just punching things. Scary Dragon Boy. We see the Yu Mons of this team, the two Gen 9 Mons, the Earthworm and the Quacklevolt, each at 1-2. Not getting too much usage. Shaq Woods, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. We are the Helping Hands Charity League. We are here showing off the Week 6 battles that happened. Yeah, this is a league that is all for charity. Any money raised, any money donated, anything at all goes to the charities that each teamer is playing for. Let's continue this recap with the Earthworm and the Quackable, each at 1-2, not getting too much usage out of them, but unfortunately the Quackable trying to get some work done, but just got burned and got just taken out of the equation right away. The Argumons of this team being the newly traded Dragology, at 0-0. We see the Arcanine at 0-1, and Camparaja, the Elephant Chicken, probably one of the most known Pokemon from the PCL besides that Shuckle. The Elephant Chicken has not made an appearance yet, unfortunately. The Enumon of this team, the Minior, having done a 6-0 sweep last week, getting its record up there at 6-0. Coming in, Shell Smash, and just smacking things to heck in 7 turns, the fastest battle that we have seen. And we see the Dunsparce and the newly traded Whiscash as well. The Whiscash traded from the Random Rotons for that Farigiraf. We'll see if that makes an appearance today. And the Piyumons of this team being the Glaceon and the Dashbun, each at 0-1, with the Trevenant at 3-2, and the Stantler at 1-1. Again, this is just another really good team here that just does so many wonky strats, and it's really fun to see this team play. And yeah, just hasn't, unfortunately, hasn't been able to get too many wins off their belt, but just a really just team filled with wonky strats, and I love it. Their opponents of this week, though, is actually the real-life cousin of this team, the Pallet Town Penguins, led by Beast Penguin, playing for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital, currently in 7th place at 3-2. Unfortunately, on a little bit of a losing streak here, but definitely looking to break that streak today. The Oyumons of this team being the Cinderace at 3-4, and the Hydreigon at 3-1. Such strong Pokemon here. Hydreigon's having so much amazing type coverage, and of course Cinderace being the Libero Pokemon. And I'm talking about the Pokemon again now, stop it. We see the Yuyumons of this team being the Gengar and the Swampert. The Gengar at 4-3, and the Swampert at 4-1. The Argumons of this team being the Gardevoir at 2-2, the Swellow at 3-2, and the Heracross, unfortunately not getting a knockout, but still a pretty strong Pokemon regardless, even though he hasn't gotten a knockout with his appearances yet. We see the Enumons of this team being the chonky as heck Duraludon, being that Heliolisk, and being the Muck, who has not shown up and probably will never show up, TBH. We see the Piyumons of this team with the Lapras and the Slacky, each not showing their faces yet, but the Archeops at 3-1, and the Gourgeist at 1-2. This is a really good team, a really strong team who just came in here and started just doing really good. Just unfortunately hasn't been able to pull off a couple wins in the past couple weeks, but their opponents have been pretty tricky, I will say. Yeah, looking to break this little losing streak that they're on so far, try and get their next win. And we will see the starting lineups of these two teams. We see the Shaded Sunsets with the Earthworm and bring in the Whiscash for that first time. He is hiding though behind that little doggo there, the Dash Bun. Whiscash is making an appearance. We see Trevenant coming back. We see the Minior coming back and the Stantler. None of his Oyumans are being brought this week. But I'm still honestly scared of this team. This is a wonky looking team that looks like it's a lot of fun. We see the Pallet Penguins with a strong looking team as well. We see the what? Okay. We see the Swampert, the Gardevoir, the two of the Gen 3 mons on this team right here. We see the Gengar, the Gourgeist, the Duraludon, and the Cinderace. Two very differently strong looking teams. Differently strong, like this looks like just pure strength, and this looks like just more defensive and more setup strength. We will see which team comes out on top as we start this battle. The Shaded Sunsets leading with that Whiscash, and the Pallet Penguins with the Cinderace. Cinderace going for an immediate Trailblaze, but the Rindleberry cutting that damage in half, with a Stealth Rock being set up from this Whiscash. Whiscash immediately switching out into the Nuclear Deer thing, into that Stantler, with another Trailblaze being set up, but the Sap Sipper raising the attack instead. A Pyro Ball connecting from the Cinderace, but the Side Shield Bash to raise this Stantler's defenses. He switched from Cinderace into the Duraludon though, with a Trailblaze now being set up from the Stantler, now at +1 attack, defense, and speed, and the Side Shield Bash though missing, unfortunately, with a Body Press. Not quite taking down the Stantler though, but doing a lot of damage. Another Side Shield Bash though comes through, but the Rocky Helmet is going to take down the Stantler. And an Iron Defense then being set up from this Duraludon. The Whiscash though switches in, and outspeeds, goes for an Earth Power, and takes down this Duraludon. Each team now at 1 loss. The Swampert then switches in to replace the Duraludon, and a layer of spikes gets set up while the Swampert goes for a power-up punch to boost its attack. Another layer of spikes though is being set up with another power-up punch connecting, not taking down this Whiscash though. The Whiscash outspeeding as he goes for another spikes. 3 layers of spikes now set up from this Whiscash, but the Swampert is at 2.5 times attack now. The Trevenant though does switch in, the Swampert getting immediately scared and switching into the Chubby Penguin, taking some Stealth Rock and spikes damage, and the Poltergeist missing the Gengar. And the Gengar going for a Shadow Ball. The Shadow Ball doesn't quite take down this Trevenant though. The Citrus Berry restores his HP just a little bit, with the Poltergeist now connecting and taking down the rest of this Gengar. The Gourgeist then switches in, again getting really hurt, and the Shadow Sneak outspeeding, obviously priority, and taking down the Trevenant. The Pallet Penguins in the lead just by 1 Pokemon, but those traps being set up is kind of scary. The Minior then switches in, going for an immediate Shell Smash, with a Trick or Treat being set up by this Gourgeist. The Shadow Sneak comes in, doesn't take it down to his Focus Sash though. I know that's a Focus Sash. And the Acrobatics taking down the Gourgeist. The shields down though does drop, but the Ghost typing does get removed. Cinderace getting nearly knocked out by those traps, and the Sucker Punch connecting and taking down the Minior. Earthworm then switches in to replace it. Immediate switch into the Dash Bun to predict the Pyro Ball, the fire type move getting absorbed and boosting its defenses. The Zen Headbutt coming in, the Rocky Helmet though takes down the Cinderace. But what a prediction by the Shaded Sunsets. The Gardevoir tracing it though, going for a Will-O-Wisp, but again a fire type move, raising its defenses, and the Wish from the Dash Bun coming through. Shadow Ball connecting, not doing too much damage, but drops down the special defense stat with a Body Press, a quad resisted move, doing 39% of his HP, but the Salad Berry does boost its speed. The Shadow Ball comes through again, not knocking down this Doggo, the body press able to take down the rest of this Gardevoir's HP. Will the Swampert be able to do anything here? Body press connects, and it does not. Being boosted from the defense set of this Dachshund. The body press takes down the Swampert, leaving the Shaded Sunsets as the winner of this battle. Really good showing from the Pallet Penguins, though, but those trap setups just definitely, I didn't expect those trap setups at all. And I'm sure the Pallet Penguins didn't either, but such a good showing from the Shaded Sunsets, and a really good prediction from that well-baked body switch, too.